Hello, survivors. Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a video on narcissists and the holidays, and it's kind of like talking about gunpowder and dynamite, those two subjects together, because they can have really volatile effects. So how to get through the holidays with a narcissistic partner or family member or spouse or just any narcissist, Generally, they like the attention on them. So they're going to do anything within their power to make your attention be focused on them instead of other things that are going on. So they may, oh, and by the way, I got the inspiration to do this video from BA Recovery, which I thought your video on Narcissists and the Holidays was so great. So this is my response to that. I'm just going to riff on that, but I'm going to link to the video that I got inspired by here. And the narcissist may try to provoke you, like before you go to an event, so that your attention is on them. I know in my family, my mom always used to love to throw a tantrum, throw a big fit right around the holidays. Now, whether that was birthday, Christmas, Halloween, Easter, baptisms, I mean, anything. It was like almost setting the stage for a major blow up to happen. And I can tell stories about that. I mean, one of the things that stands out in my mind is when Halloween, my mom had actually baked a pumpkin pie. I was in my dad's truck with him here, my brother here, my friend sitting here, me sitting here. My mom opens the passenger side door, throws the pumpkin pie in front of all of us, hits the opposite side of the truck door in the cab, and that was like a Thanksgiving, a Halloween to remember. So they get really fun, and I mean, just, I'm not saying this to in any way sort of blame or say, oh, the fault was on her. That was my mom's way of dealing with things, and even though it was very limited and very destructive and very hurtful, that's not what this video is about. It's about how to handle that and what you can do to manage your narcissist behavior. So the only reason I'm offering that is like to show the kind of behavior that you may have to deal with, the crazy making stuff that goes on. And God knows I've been there. I've been through, my mom telling me that she didn't want to talk to me again ever on Christmas Day, never see me again. I've been through, I think one of her favorite things to do was to set up plans for me for like Mother's Day and then pull out the last minute. Our last Thanksgiving we had planned, she disappeared that day. Just, birthday plans, and she pulled it out from under the rug. So I'm so used to that for me, I have to make my holidays joyful and full of good things, because that was always a thread. It was always like background music that was playing around the holidays, like, here comes this big production, here comes this stage or this theater production that guaranteed my mom's going to have some sort of flip out. So I understand, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that I learned to do to take care of myself and to manage through the holidays, because it can be such a trigger point, because the narcissist wants the attention on them, because they want to play the role of the victim, or they want to have the focus on them. If it's high drama, if you're upset with them, if they can cause a scene, or if especially if they can just cause a scene with you, and then out in public, they can be like the great person while you're steaming and trying to figure out like what happened, or, if in some ways it ruins it for you, but they still get to have a great time. That can often be, unfortunately, the greatest goal. So what I'm going to offer is to take ownership of how you participate in the holidays. Choose to hang around some people that are going to be safe people, or that you're going to have a good time with, people who have proven through experience over time that they want to spend time with you, that they cherish you, that they treasure you, and make the focus on that. And with your narcissist, you can work them in. I mean, hopefully you have gone no contact with your narcissist. If it's a family member, like it was with my mom, it's a little bit different. And I guess what I'm just going to give to you are strategies to manage any narcissist that you are still involved with. If you can manage to separate yourself from them or go no contact, that's probably ideal. But if there's any way that, either you share kids with a narcissist or their family member or their spouse that you've chosen to stay with, whatever your situation might be, some of the strategies that I found helpful were to limit, this is number one, limit the amount of time that you're going to spend with them. Make it a block of time. Make them know that you have boundaries around it. So whether it's dinner, whether it's 2 hours, whether it is a specific event or a specific party, whatever it is, let them know that it's not unbounded, that there's a specific amount of time that you're going to be spending with them, and then have plans afterward, or just let them know this is make it for a limited amount of time. I think 2 hours is a good solid amount of time. You can have dinner or whatever's comfortable for you. That was a time period that was comfortable for me. And then the second strategy is to not do it on their turf. For example, I noticed that a lot of my mom's blow-ups, the time when I saw the worst abuse from her was when it was at her house or on her turf or in her car, like places where I was kind of a captive audience. So I'm going to say, if you do need to engage with your narcissist or the narcissist in your life, make sure that it's on what I'll call neutral turf, or a different friend's house or a family member that kind of understands the dynamic. Do it in a way, those were two specific strategies that really helped me. And I'm going to borrow from CODA, which is Codependence Anonymous. And they said that when dealing with family members, and I think this can be extended to narcissists or anyone who you're having difficulty with, anyone who you need to set boundaries with, essentially, is do it in a way that is safe for you and respectful for them, or respectful of them. So as long as that can happen, if you find that the narcissist is trying to push your buttons when around the holidays, they're trying to say stuff, they're trying to get you to retreat, don't feed that. And just, you can employ the gray rock technique here, or just step away from, as they get crazy and as they're trying to engage you in wacky, crazy-making behavior, provoking you, just as they get more provoking, you just step away. It's sort of like judo, emotional judo. If they're going to push and provoke, you just deflect it to a different, you can just have to go somewhere. Or you can just, say, hey, it was really great seeing you. I got to go. I got this other thing I got to go to. So those were two strategies that really helped me. If you've been through volatile situations for the holidays with your family, I so understand, and I just have utter sympathy, empathy, compassion towards that, because I know how challenging it can be when you just want to spend a nice time with someone and they're needing to throw a tantrum, they're needing to draw you into it. So not only do they get to be the victim, but your time is ruined too. So take control of that. You don't have to allow that to happen. It's kind of reminds me of that Eleanor Roosevelt quote that says, someone can only make you feel, what's the word, inferiority only with your consent. So in the same way, you can only get drawn into the chaos and the drama of the Narcissists Holidays only if you consent. If you see that it's going in that way, you might have to just excuse yourself from it and call them later, or not, or the next day, maybe even. But I think limited amount of time, a block of time that they know it's been clear to them, or even just in your head is good. If you can let them know, all the better, because then it's a clear boundary between the two of you. But even if you just have to set it yourself, if telling them would trigger them too much, or cause a narcissistic injury, cause them to do a flare up, then you might just have a time limit in your head. And then also doing it on neutral turf. So maybe at a restaurant, maybe, or if they, it depends on what their style is. If they try to embarrass you in restaurants, then don't go to that. If they throw a fit, if they have a history of throwing a fit at family gatherings, then don't do that. Do something that, if you can identify something that has always been where they show good behavior, or where they've composed themselves, like maybe it's in front of someone that they care about, invite someone else to dinner that they care about their opinion of them. That's another strategy. Actually, a third one that I found was useful is that after a certain period of time, I would stop doing things with just me and my mom. I would always invite a third party, whether it was one of her friends, one of my friends, just someone we knew, someone else. The third party always, it was almost like having a protective witness with me. I hate to say it, but she couldn't do certain things in front of them, so that she would do normally. So set a specific amount of time, do it on neutral turf. And if you have to, have a third person or more, only do it in a group setting, depending upon what their style is. So those are some strategies to deal with your narcissist around the holidays. Try not to get sucked into any of the drama or the chaos. You can always just excuse yourself, and, send them a Christmas card if that's what it comes down to. Or, if it's an ex, maybe just no contact can often be the best way too. So don't let them get pulled. I always love the saying, don't get pulled into someone else's chaos. You pull them into your peace. And if they won't come, if the narcissist won't come into your peace, you take your peace with you somewhere else. So that's my little strategies that worked for me around the holidays with a narcissist. Hope it works for you too. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and rest of the holidays. Thanks for watching.